Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is your fourth stimulus check update, fourth stimulus package update, and daily news report. This is the latest stimulus news and information from Congress and President Biden. The federal government expanded the safety net for jobless Americans to a historic degree last year, when the United States was in the throes of its most rapid economic downturn in modern history. The CARES Act, passed in March 2020, raised weekly jobless benefits by $600 a week, offered aid to workers typically ineligible for traditional state benefits, such as the self-employed, gig workers, and part-timers, and extended how long people could collect the aid. Congress twice extended the programs, last December and again this past March, but opted not to do so a third time. This means about 9 million Americans are poised to lose their benefits by Labor Day. Another 3 million or so will see their weekly benefits greatly reduced. Families are afraid of what comes next. According to CNBC News, some economists believe that the program should end now, arguing that enhanced federal benefits offer an incentive to stay home rather than look for work. White House officials also recently signaled that federal benefits should cease as planned in most U.S. states. There were a record 10 million job openings during the month of June, which exceeds the number of officially unemployed individuals. That dynamic has led to some economists to question why those who are out of work are not rushing to take available jobs. About half of the U.S. states, primarily led by Republican governors, withdrew from most or all of the federal programs in June or July to encourage people to jump back into the labor market. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Labor Secretary Marty Walsh urged states with high unemployment rates to continue issuing aid to gig workers and the long-term unemployed, using federal funds allocated by the American Rescue Plan. It appears few, if any, plan to do so, though. The United States Department of Treasury declined comment. The United States Department of Labor is not tracking state decisions because it doesn't oversee use of those federal funds. Many economists are concerned that cutting off benefits too soon, while people are still struggling to find jobs, could further slow the economic recovery. For example, unemployed workers were more likely to find jobs in states that ended federal benefits in June, relative to those that did not. So everyone, what are your thoughts about all of this? Please leave them in the comment section below.
Because the loan is being paid in full, Ohio employers will not see any increase in their unemployment taxes from the surge of unemployment payments. Repaying this loan removes the burden that would have fallen to businesses such as this. Now Ohio businesses can spend their hard-earned dollars on employing people, on investing in their companies.
The forthcoming budget reconciliation bill has been described by members of both political parties and the news reports as a $3.5 trillion spending bill. House Democrats passed the $3.5 trillion budget resolution that their Senate counterparts approved earlier this month. The resolution is merely a framework, though. Over the next coming months, lawmakers will write the actual legislative text of this mammoth spending bill, which could usher in the most radical changes to our healthcare system in decades and move the country towards a government-run, single-payer system. It is hard enough to keep Medicare running in its present form. The federal insurance program for seniors and those on long-term disability already pays out more than it collects in payroll taxes and beneficiary premiums. Yet, by some progressive Democrats, believe that expanding Medicare to cover vision, hearing, dental, will work just fine. Those additions alone would cost approximately $360 billion over a decade. Moderate House Democrats drew a new set of lines in the sand Friday on a $3.5 trillion budget bill that is a centerpiece of President Biden's domestic agenda. Representatives Stephanie Murphy and Henry Cuellar wrote to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on behalf of the larger set of moderates. They both stated the budget reconciliation bill must adhere to three overarching principles. The text of the bill would have to be worked out ahead of time between the two chambers in an informal process known as pre-conferencing, so that Democrats do not have to vote on the controversial provisions that won't make it into law. Most of the bill's spending would have to be offset, with an exception for climate change provisions. The exception, which should please the left, comes as a result of lawmakers determining the cost of inaction on climate change, which is not calculated by congressional budget scorekeepers. They want at least 72 hours to read the final legislation before they are asked to vote on it. The demands come in the midst of a battle between Democratic Senator Joe Manchin and congressional progressives over the budget bill and a second measure that would fund physical infrastructure projects and other of Biden's priorities. So what are your thoughts on this, everyone? Should Congress use the budget reconciliation process to pass the infrastructure package? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. So everyone, thank you so much for joining me here this afternoon. I hope you found this video helpful. The two winners of this week's Walmart gift card giveaway are Lizette Ramos and Ravonda Garris. And congratulations, because we also have a bonus winner, Akila Galbraith. Winners, please make sure to respond to my comment to claim your Walmart gift card. Please enter next Friday's giveaway by subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and commenting below the keyword of the day. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a very blessed Labor Day weekend.
What distinguishes this proposal is its ability to unite the environmental movement, the labor movement, and the large automakers. Isn't that a great thing? We used to have the environmental proposals and work and union proposals conflict. No more. Because we're taking each other's needs into account. This bill has already earned the support of the Sierra Club, the National Resources Defense Council, and the League of Conservation Voters. The UAW and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. And car manufacturers like Ford and General Motors are supportive as well. So you got the whole span. Something like this should pass with a lot of votes, I hope. And I was very proud to see President Biden put my Clean Cars for America proposal at the heart of his American Jobs Plan. In recent weeks, the virtue of such a plan has been made apparent to millions of drivers, and not just for climate-saving reasons. The gasoline shortages all along the eastern seaboard, though temporary, revealed once again that vehicles can be more reliable. For EVs, the price and availability of fuel doesn't depend on the ebb and flow of fossil fuel discovery, the volatility of international markets, or panics like the one we just saw. On every front, on jobs, on American economic leadership, protecting the planet, transitioning to a clean car future provides enormous benefits. In the 20th century, in auto manufacturing, America led the way. If we fall behind on cars, we will no longer lead the way. But this legislation has us stay number one and produce lots of good-paying jobs. Hallelujah. So, as the president prepares to go to